We sold Strathfield and we bought Delvena.
And put Pop up in the flat next
door, yeah.
339A.
Oh, do you remember us having to push him in the wheelchair into Delvena and
Yeah.
God, that was a headache.
Yeah. Well, and what on earth made you decide to go into a wedding reception business?
Well, I had a friend, Jean. Oh, what was her name and her husband? I knew them in the singing world, and they had a place in Strathfield, and I used to go around there and help them sometimes. Before we knew about Delvena, we decided we'd do something like that, and Willie and I went and looked at a couple of places. We talked to Pop about it, and then when we found out, see, it only had two bedrooms, and then a sleep out at Delvena, and so we decided that was big enough for us, but we didn't know what to do with Pop. Then we found out that the flat in the flats next door was to let, and so we spoke to him about it, and he seemed to be quite, quite happy about it all. I don't think in the end he liked leaving Strathfield, but, he sort of got very teary when we left, sort of thing, But, and then when we did look at Delvena, and we liked it, the whole set up, and we thought it was a good buy. Everybody thought it was a good buy, But of course, we made it, Buzz made it hum when we took it over, and, we made a lot of alterations and zapped it all up, and, and of course we had good music always, because...
always had a good band with
always
Volvo and
yes, and
Ken Lang
yes,
on the drums.
Yes, and we had the
Carmen used to come and play.
Yeah, Carmen came a lot. She did a lot of work.
David.
Yes, they did a lot of work there.
Yes.
Saxophone. Yes.
Occasionally, I think even Reg would pop in and play trumpet a bit. Well, that was the beauty of it, because you just have people show up to play.
That's right.
These people having a wedding there
made
a bigger band than they
were paid for.
Yeah.
To that.
Well, I guess you probably decided after Dad dying and stuff, it'd be good to move on.
From
you busy.
That's right, and move on from Strathfield, away from there, because it was too sad for all of us,
Yeah, and something to throw yourself into.
And the opportunity was there. It came at the right time,
Yeah.
I forget how we knew it was for sale, and I know Willie Bircham and I went and looked at a few places were advertised. They weren't anything like Delvena.
No.
And for its time, it was pretty good.
That was fantastic,
Yeah,
Delvena, wasn't it? For, value for money.
It was.
Weddings and
very good.
And things. The only other place that rivaled it was Windsor Gardens, and that was sort of beyond most people's budget.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We did well out of it.
Well, everybody worked very hard.
Yes, we did work hard.
We packed in a lot for the money, and we even had the restaurant going there for a while. Do you remember the restaurant?
Yes, we did too.
I used to sleep in it. I used to have to wait until everyone had finished their meals before I could go to bed, which I thought was wonderful. Ed used to sleep out in the sunroom with the louvered windows, do you remember?
Yeah.
And that funny little room off to the right, and then the windows went out to the sunroom.
Oh yeah.
And then there was the hallway. So I think used to be another bedroom, but it had doors put in that you could open out.
Oh yes, I think
so. We used to put the tables in there all the time.
Yeah.
And we never really used it.
We only used it. I think what we used it for. Ladies' card parties and things like that. I remember a group used to come, miss somebody or other she was, and we also had sometimes little functions in there in that room, and then the foyer, the entry to the flat. We'd use that whole part for a small function sometimes.
Yeah, you had a couple going at once.
Eh?
You used to have two things going.
Yes, sometimes. Yeah. And, but they were mostly day things we had there in that little nice little room, and then the foyer, the entrance to the main door came in there, and we used to join them up together. The little room on the side that had closing doors.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Concertina.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you could. I think at one stage we had the restaurant going one night. We had a function in that front lounge, and we had a wedding going in the
Really?
I do only once.
Yeah.
Only once.
It must have been a bit too much for us.
I remember pulling the ceiling down. Do you remember pulling the plaster ceiling down
No.
in the main lounge?
No.
Oh, I remember doing that.
Did you?
Yeah. We pulled the whole lot down and put a new one up.
Put a new
We
one
did
up. I
that
can't
when we
remember
did.
that.
And I pretended to help, but I don't think I was much help.
I don't know why we sold it. Why did we get out of it? Because it was functioning well. I can't remember why we sold it.
We went to Bedford Street. From there, I think we could get a good price for it, and I think you'd had enough.
Probably. It was hard work.
I think you'd had enough.
Yeah.
They'd had enough, and they decided that, raising a little boy.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
know, Timothy was getting a bit neglected
Yeah.
because I was doing a lot of raising of Timothy. I was when there was a wedding on, you couldn't have a baby crying in the background all the time, so I used to take him out to the park.
Timothy.
Dies.
Oh, Timothy, that's right. This is true, yes.
So I used to take him down to Beecham Park. Jimmy Galloway and I
You
used to take him
him,
around in the stroller. And can we bring him home yet?
No,
No, we'll go one more because Jean was working there too.
That's right, yes, he was too.
And I think you just had enough.
I suppose.